My summer has been a nightmare I cannot escape. It all started when I stumbled upon an eerie website featuring the infamous Jeff the Killer. The photographs of that grotesque smiling face with those lifeless pale eyes seemed to haunt me. Night after night, I dreamt of him standing at the foot of my bed, watching me with a twisted grin. Though I tried to rationalize it was all in my head, it felt all too real. I couldn't shake the feeling that someone or something was following me. Everywhere I went, I felt watched. I saw glimpses of his pale face out of the corner of my eyes just before he vanished. I thought I was going insane. I tried to bring up my concerns with my friends and family, but they thought I was just making it all up. To make matters worse, my nightmares grew more and more vivid, and with every night, Jeff's voice grew louder and louder in my head. He whispered things so terrible that I am too scared to even repeat. I was constantly tense, always on the brink of breaking down. But then one night, I woke up to a blood-curdling scream. I ran to my parents' room only to find it empty. Tracing the sound, I went into my sister's room and gasped in horror. She was lying in bed, covered in blood, with a gaping wound on her face. The words "go to sleep" were written on the wall in what I assumed was her blood. I quickly called the authorities, and after they had taken my sister away, they started to investigate. Though they found no leads, I knew who did this. I was being targeted by Jeff the Killer. I couldn't leave my house without feeling his presence looming over me. His cold voice still echoed in my mind. I started sleeping with the lights on, with a knife under the bed, afraid that he would show up again. But the nightmares persisted, and my fear was gnawing at my sanity. One day, I received a call from a supposed paranormal expert. They had heard of my plight and wanted to help. They advised me to set up cameras around my house to capture any evidence of paranormal activity or of Jeff's presence, and to keep repeating his name out loud to lure him in. The moment the cameras were set up, strange things started to happen. Shadows flickered across the walls. Objects moved on their own, and I caught glimpses of a distorted figure that could only be Jeff. But the footage was fuzzy, and none of it provided any conclusive evidence. Despite their efforts, the expert couldn't find any way to help me. They stopped answering my calls altogether. It was like Jeff had gotten to them too. Now I'm trapped in this nightmare. I've holed myself up in my room, too afraid to leave. My friends and family have given up on me, thinking that I had lost my marbles. But I know that Jeff the Killer is real, and he's coming for me. I can't run away from my fear anymore. I feel like I'm at the edge of a cliff, staring into the abyss, with Jeff's cold voice tempting me to take the final step. I don't know how much longer I can take it. But one thing is for sure. He's not letting me go, and I'm not sure if I want to fight anymore. That was until the day I mustered the last of my strength to go online and search for help. Any help that could save me from this living nightmare. Through my search, I stumbled upon an article about another person who had a similar experience. They managed to defeat their demon and regain their life. Reading through their story, I felt a glimmer of hope. The person in the article had undergone a long process to evict the entity haunting their life by working with a team of professional paranormal investigators and a renowned medium. Without a second thought, I reached out to this team, who gladly agreed to help me fight Jeff the Killer. They arrived at my house with their arsenal of equipment and expertise. The medium began to speak with the spirits around my home, trying to uncover any vital information that could aid us. As the days went by, we discovered more and more about Jeff's past, his weaknesses, and what drew him to me in the first place. I learned that the key to defeating him resided in reclaiming my own power and facing my fears head on. Night after night, under the guidance of the medium, I confronted Jeff the Killer through rituals and meditation exercises, gradually loosening his grip on my life. I began to see the light at the end of the tunnel. My friends and family noticed my progress and started to support me once again. After weeks of this grueling process, I was finally ready for the climactic battle. Armed with my newfound strength and the support of my team, we faced Jeff one last time. Through a combined effort, we banished him from my life for good, cleansing my surroundings and releasing me from his haunting presence. As I slowly began to rebuild my life, I realized how essential it was to never give up hope, to always fight for what matters in life. I am now committed to helping others who might be going through similar struggles, as a reminder that no matter how dark the night, there is always a way to find the light. It's been a while since I last wrote, but I'm happy to report that my life has turned around for the better. The nightmare that once plagued me is now a distant memory, and I've been able to move on with my life. However, there are still nights when I wake up in a cold sweat, haunted by the memories of that terrible experience. But I remind myself that I'm stronger now, and that I have a support system to help me through anything that comes my way. I've taken up meditation and other mindfulness practices to keep my mind grounded and centered. I've also started volunteering at a local community center, where I help others who have gone through similar experiences to mine. It's been a fulfilling and healing experience for me, knowing that I can use my own struggles to help others. Looking back, I never thought I would make it through that dark time in my life. But with the help of others and the strength I found within myself, I was able to overcome it. It's a reminder that we are capable of far more than we ever imagined, and that hope and healing are always possible, no matter how dire the situation may seem. I'm grateful for the support and love that has helped me come this far, and I'm excited to see what the future holds. Want personalized horror stories and exclusive perks from Mr. Creepy Beast's YouTube channel? Join our Patreon community today. Get your name mentioned in our videos. Have your own story voiced and published. Receive a unique story and hand-drawn illustration. And have early access to our latest content. Don't miss out on this spine-chilling opportunity. Subscribe now